What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the VSO Gun Channel. It's excellent to have you here as always. Thank you for watching. And if you're like me, you're probably pretty sick of watching SHOT Show booth reviews at this point in time, right? Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride testing this guy out right here. This is a brand spanking new Rossi 92 that has been outfitted with Midwest Industries' new lever gun accessories. And that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. Now, this is releasing today at SHOT Show, so I will have their information listed on screen right here if you want to go by their booth if you're at the show and finger bang these things for yourself. But without further ado, let's do some shooting.
I think the most logical place to start is with the ground that we've already covered. Midwest Industries has been making both the two-chambered brake and the lever gun rails for years. But to recap, the M-block handguard is designed to attach to the lever action rifle to maximize accessory space without putting stress on the tubular magazine. Simultaneously, it provides protection for that magazine. All you need is one hard fall, and a kink in that magazine will shut the gun down until an armor level maintenance can be performed. What's new here are the forward super rails. They take advantage of unique Midwest Industries handguard geometry to maximize real estate while minimizing footprint. Now for the main event. This is Midwest Industries' spin on the full functionality rear end for lever guns. The body is constructed of 6061 aluminum with a healthy rubber butt pad for those of you who want to step up to heavier calibers. The adjustable cheek piece has a wide range of adjustability all the way down for iron sights, but with the range to reach up and do magnified optics. Midwest saw the open floor plan of this thing as an opportunity to integrate their shell holders to create onboard ammunition storage. Fully loaded, this rack makes a convenient ballast if you're going to integrate heavy accessories like a suppressor or laser on the rifle. Of course, we have the rear sling attachment points in all the relevant places, and while the scales for the grip are what I would classify as standard fare polymer, G10 upgrades are in the works. Who knows, we might even get some intricate wood designs down the road. As of the publishing of this video, these are available for the Rossi, Winchester, Marlin, and Henry lever action rifles, with Chiappas coming soon.
Before we get super rocking and rolling and accessorize this thing, I have removed the front little accessory rail here that rides on top of the barrel because it occludes the front sight. And I'm gonna mount a laser on this thing when we go to night. And I wanted to try the iron sights because we had this nice peep sight back here and I wanted to see what that was all about. And when we swap out this brake, the Midwest Industries two-chamber brake that we've done videos on before, for a can, that's going to include the front sight anyway, so we might as well just accessorize all at once. So here we go. We're going to try out the iron sights here, and steel down there.
This is the spirit of Curtis to come in the post-production room. If it wasn't for the hearing protection, you'd be seeing the smoke coming out of my ears as the wheels turn trying to figure out what's going on.
You guys see how it ejects straight up? Okay, so those were the first shots through that, and I forgot that the Rossis have this safety mechanism located right here on top. So that first failure to fire there was me not remembering to switch that off. So we'll go ahead and give ourselves a little bit more. We'll go ahead and test out, yeah, this come out really, really smooth out of that saddle that we have here in the back. This saddle is accessorized to hold 12 rounds of .357. They can come out through the top like that, or like for these ones back here, see how there's going to be an interference there with the one above it? We can literally just wedge them out through it. Alive again. If you don't get that reference, you're wrong. Oh yeah. All right. Well, now that I am officially cold, we're gonna go accessorize this rifle. A piece of brass definitely went down my back. It actually felt kind of good because it's pretty cold out here. Yeah, was that not stupid or what, boys and girls? That is super quiet. And now that we have confirmed that we can indeed use the iron sights with this stock, and for those of you who aren't really catching what I'm putting down, sometimes there are some manufacturers out there, we're not going to name any names or anything, but the angle is jacked up. So it starts out much shallower on the angle, and that means that the whole thing ends up more linear. The problem with that is you rarely can get your face low enough to be able to use the iron sights. So we have confirmed that with this stock you can indeed use the iron sights. A good job on Midwest. Now back to the front here. I've done a whole bunch of stuff to the front here. I put back on the accessory rail that I took off to try the iron sights, and I tried to mount my laser on it, but my laser is actually a little bit larger. It's one of the Zenticos, and the footprint is larger than this allows, so I was unable to integrate that for when we go dark here in a minute. I'm going to show you guys why you might want to go after something like this for a night gun. So instead of doing that, what I ended up doing was go to one of these little Viridians. This is the green variant. I have an infrared somewhere, I don't know where it's at, but it'll do us okay for a short nighttime segment. And as you guys saw, performing quite well is this Bowers 375 that I swapped out that 2-chambered brake for, and boy does that sound really, really good. And because we don't have to worry about going for the iron sights, and we've got this big can on the front here, what I've gone ahead is taken the Gideon Mediator and put it on here. This is an acro footprint. We have a full video out on this one, but it's in a low mount right now to get it onto that Picatinny rail. And as far as it integrates with the stock here, we're on what I'm going to call the second from the last adjustment point. So there's a little bit more height built into the cheek piece here that allows you to raise it up if you want to use optics. I have seen some pictures from some other people with some magnified optics on this. I don't know if we'll get around to doing that, but as it sits, I think that this thing is fantastic with a red dot on it. And as far as stripping these cartridges out, you can either pull them out or you can just flex them right out of the thing there. And with the Rossi, you can kind of like let it sit there. Yeah. And then just kind of like ramrod it on home right like that. And we'll shoot these 3, and then we'll go dark because I think that you guys are going to really like this. All right, folks, I have decided just to walk over the hill here to do this infrared segment because it is squishy. Even in the boots, you can probably hear that. The road is closed, so to speak. We've got a nice vertical piece of hill right here that we're just going to use. Okay, so if we go back to like a focus on the hill there. So I'm like low ready right now, right? There's basically no signature on this rifle whatsoever. So let's see, I think I saw, yeah, there's a stump right here we can use. Yeah, there's like nothing to this.
Which, in my opinion, is why if you're looking for a dedicated night rifle, then you at least consider a tactical lever action. Because it has a manually cycling action, it does not have a vent port. And because of that, all the gas is going out of the end of the suppressor instead of out of other places. And that not only makes this whole equation more efficient, but it also helps with your ear quite a bit, because a lot of the noise that you get as the shooter comes from the port pop. Now, the signature was very, very nice, but that was with a rather large can, the Bowers 375. Now, that can makes it bounce a little bit farther forward. This is the AB Suppressor's F4L. It's a much shorter can, much lighter can, and of course, it will bring it a little bit farther back, again, depending on how much ammunition you have loaded in the side saddle as a ballast. Now, on to critiques. You guys know that I like to end videos with critiques, but I actually don't really have any for this one because, quite frankly, Midwest stole the one that I was going to render for this one, which is the super rails. I said earlier that I couldn't mount my laser on it because it needed a larger footprint, and my critique was going to be like, "Hey, you should offer some larger size rails," and they're like, "No, you just stack them side by side. They're designed to work together, there, dude." And I'm like, okay, well, so much for that one. I thought I had my gripe, but yeah, there's totally enough footprint on there to mount that now. Now, in the place of critiques, what I would say is other accessories. I mentioned that they are looking to maybe do some G10 stuff, maybe even some wood stuff down the line. I would like to see a reduced butt pad, because while the length of pull on this is nice, and I could see this being very much viable, this is all rubber. Right, this whole chunk back here is all rubber. I would like to see a thinner pad available for those of us who want to shorten that length of pull, especially if you got any armor on or anything like that. Not that that really matters, because you're probably not going to be using something like this with armor, but like if you've got heavy winter clothes on or something like that, which I basically wore for this entire shoot, it would be nice to be able to reduce that. So that's just another skew in the future. There's some open space here, right? I think that this rack could be expanded a fair amount. Like, I feel like there's some lost real estate in here that we could use to mount more shells on. Now, this whole thing is ambidextrous, so you can just swap that around here and this around here if you wanted to, if you're a wrong-handed person. But I think that having a bracket, because the way this thing works, I don't know if it came across in video, is there are these slots that allow you to put the shell holders in there. And if you don't have any real estate over here to put those shell holders on, then you just can't get there. So again, this just released today. I'd be interested to see what happens. Obviously, the larger calibers, I don't think that's going to be as applicable, like stacking 45-70 rounds, probably not as much, but 44 and 357, absolutely, we could use this space a little bit more. But anyway, I'm way over time. I had way too much fun on this video here today. Thanks for tuning in to the VSO Gun Channel. And of course, thanks to Midwest Industries for setting this thing out a little bit early so we could get it done in advance for SHOT Show. I'm out of here.